Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is day 11 of my study arc. Basically, I'm going to talk about inducements, order flows, and then lastly, we're going to talk about breaker blocks. Yeah, I've basically done the theory part of inducements. It's just giving a different name. Basically, we didn't call it anything else. We just called it as like we just drew the line. We didn't identify as an inducement before. So today I'm going to just give it a name so it's easier for you guys to analyze when you're trying to identify a BOS before getting into a solid entry. And just like I said before, I've already done the theory part of inducement. Uh, there can be two types of scenarios we can find in an inducement in an uptrend as well as in a downtrend. So here we can see that the market is making high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, which makes this an uptrend. And clearly we can see this part has broken the previous low, so that identifies as a BOS. So I'm not going to get into how to identify BOS into any deeper because we have already done the theory, so you guys should know it by now. So this is, we are going to identify this as a BOS. But previously I told you guys, once a previous low is hunted by the market, we just draw a line from that hunted low to the BOS which hunted the low. So this line is called the inducement. So there you go. This is the inducement. We are just going to call it IDAM. It's easy. So there you go. This is the BOS and this is the inducement. And just like that, uh, here we can clearly see that it is in a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and clearly it hunted a previous high, and that hunted high, this from the previous high to the hunted high, we draw a straight line, and that line is called the inducement. And always keep that in mind, that this inducement line, unlike the BOS, I've told you guys, when you're drawing the BOS line, you have to go through the wicks in order to find a direct hit to a candle body. But it's not like this in an inducement. Even if the previous low is hunted by a wick itself, it does not matter. We identify this as an inducement. So this line does not need to hit a candle body. It can actually touch a candle wick as well. Okay, there you go. So sometimes uh, these inducements can be a bit messy. Okay, so here, there you go, another uptrend. In this uptrend we can clearly see, even though the market made a BOS somewhere over here, this BOS clearly, this is actually it's a bit clean. Okay, yeah, we can call it a bit clean. So we'll mark it down. There you go, that's a BOS. And this is going to be inducement. There you go, this is the inducement. But we can see that the market made another BOS somewhere over here, and like clearly we can see the first low is also hunted, but from the second, the low before that is also hunted. Yeah, always keep this in mind. We always take the first low, it's been hunted. Just don't think too much, don't complicate this, because it's something very simple. So just keep this in mind. Even though the BOS, this movement is not clean, it's not the movement is not like clean itself, like it does not hunt the previous low with a single movement. There it has given it has taken a bit of time, right? So let that happen. Just mark this low as the inducement, and then you can wait for the confirmation for the BOS. Okay, just like that. In the downtrend, you can clearly see that this is also a BOS. This is a BOS, and then this is the inducement. Yeah, because it hunted the previous high. And this is also a BOS. And then this is also a inducement. Just like that. Just like I said before, this movement is not clean, but always go for the recent high which has been hunted. And then let's talk about something important. It's called order flow. There you go. This is order flow. uh, Part of this I have already taught you guys. The main 2 points we need to get into our head is how to identify a swing high and a swing low in both the uptrend and downtrend as well. There you go. This is an uptrend, this is the downtrend. So clearly we can see that this has made inducement. Let's mark these down. There you go. This is the inducement. And it has actually given us a confirmed BOS as well. So right now in this uptrend, we are actually waiting for a entry. Okay, so the main point we are going to talk about is order flow. So order flow happens now. By now you should know how to identify the swing high and the swing low in an uptrend. So I have already marked these down. The area between the swing high and the swing low is what we call order flow. Okay, so this is the area we call by order flow. Okay, so this area is extremely powerful. Okay, even though the market makes, after making the BOS confirmed, even though the market makes FVGs or some kind of an order block somewhere over here, there is a high probability, a high possibility that the market does not does not react to any of those FEGs or order blocks somewhere above the order flow. It's going to directly come back to between these order flow. Okay, between the swing high and the swing low, because this area is extremely powerful. Always keep that in mind. And just like that, we can see the same scenario in the downtrend as well. There you go, it hunted the previous high, and that's gonna be inducement. Okay, and then there you go, it confirmed the BOS. There you go. And what I said earlier was the area between the swing high and the swing low. By now you should be able to identify where the swing high should and where the swing low should be on those in this downtrend. So there you go. This area, the area between these 2 points, is going to be a order flow. Okay, so what I said earlier was, even though the market makes any order blocks or FEGs above the order flow, there is a high possibility that the market neglects these points and it's going to go towards the order flow. Okay, so always keep that in mind. If there is an order block or extreme order block somewhere over here, FEGs, those are extremely powerful. And lastly, I'm going to talk about something extremely powerful, and it happens in rare occasions, something called breaker block, BB. Okay, so in an uptrend, there can be two scenarios, two types of breaker blocks. So in one scenario is the market makes high highs, high lows, high highs, and then it makes a BOS, confirm BOS, and the market keeps on pumping up without coming back for a retest. It just keeps on going up for some time, okay, for a significant amount of time. So when that happens, the market actually does not have the full power for it to go back down fully towards the extreme order block, which happens at the lowest point of the BOS. Yeah. So instead of doing that, what the market does is it comes to this thing called breaker block. A breaker block happens at the top point of the swing high. In an uptrend, the top point of the swing high is going to be a breaker block. So it's going to be something like this. Let's say the market makes a candle something like this. So this, the top point, the top candle is going to be a breaker block. So what we are going to do is we are going to just mark that out. So there you go. This is a breaker block. So what the market does is it comes back, it hits this breaker block, and then keeps on pumping up. Okay, so always keep this also in mind. Breaker blocks, you cannot actually find any confirmations. There is no multiple touch points. I mean, it rarely it happens. This breaker block itself is a rare occasion. Sometimes it's just gonna come back here, touch the breaker block with a small wick or something like that. It's just gonna instantly pump up. Okay, so always keep that in mind. This is the scenario type 1. And then it can happen in this scenario as well, when the market makes a confirmed BOS and the market pumps up and it makes another confirmed BOS without doing a retest to the previous BOS, and then the market gives a change of character, showing the SMC traders that it's gonna bounce back to one of these BOS. What the market does is it comes here, it goes up, but it does not fully pump up. It turns its way and come back to the breaker block of the previous BOS before going further higher up. Okay, so what it does is like this previous example I showed you, this is gonna be something like this. It's gonna be something like this. Okay, so the breaker block should be somewhere over here. So this is like a trap for for the market to hunt all the liquidity made by the SMC traders in these BOSs. Okay, always keep that in mind. This is going to be, the market's going to come back here, maybe give a slight push from the extreme order block of this recent BOS, and then it's going to break that, goes and hits the breaker block of the previous untouched BOS, and then it goes pumping higher up. Okay, so these are the two scenarios which can happen in an uptrend, and just like that, there can be order blocks, sorry, breaker blocks in downtrends as well. So just like before, this is uh, the scenario type 1. Here it made a confirmed BOS, but after making the key confirmed BOS, it just went on making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs for a significant amount of time. And just like I said before, the market is not going to fully come back to the extreme order block, because this distance is extremely far. Yeah, so instead of going to the extreme order block, it just changes its direction from the breaker block. So the breaker block happens in a downtrend, the breaker block happens in the swing low. Always keep that in mind. Previously in an uptrend it was swing high, in a downtrend this is going to be in a swing low. Okay, so this is the scenario 1. So just like before, this touch point is going to be extremely quick, and it's going to be a single touch point and a rare occasion. And just like that, here the next scenario is, it made a confirmed BOS without any pullback towards the extreme order block or FVG or something like that. It just made another confirmed BOS, and what the market does is it's gonna fake out, show the SMC traders that it's gonna pump from this BOS, because a lot of traders do know about breaker blocks. Like I said, it's a rare occasion. So what they do is they put the entry levels over here, stop losses slightly above it, and for the market to hunt all those stop losses, what the market does is it just straight away go to the breaker block, which is in this untouched confirmed BOSs swing low. Okay, so there you go. There you go. And then let me show you guys some examples of what we talked about throughout this video. So first we talked about inducements, and there you go, we can clearly see this is the market is actually in a downtrend, and this is the high which has been broken by the BOS high. So we mark this out, so this is our inducement, and then we draw the line from this point towards the candle body. There you go, the BO is confirmed. So this is the inducement we were talking about. And then there you go, this is a clear example for a inducement in an uptrend. This low has been hunted by this low, and we draw this line to show that it has been hunted. So this line is going to be our inducement, and there you go, we draw the BOS line through the wicks until it gets confirmed. See, there you go, I have confirmed the BOS as well. And then we were talking about order flows. I'll just give you just a normal idea because it's extremely easy. in the previous example, I talked about a confirmed BOS. So there you go. These two touch points, these two highest point and the lowest point, these two are swing high here and the swing low is here. The area between those two is a order flow. So clearly you can clearly see the market eventually came in towards the order flow because this area is extremely powerful. The market needs to come here, and then it went on pumping higher up. And then lastly, let me show you guys a clear, a good example, a rare occasion as well. Clearly, the market made a confirmed BOS right over here, but this is in the daily chart. So it took a lot of days to fill this BOS. There you go. It took days, and then clearly the market came back towards the breaker block in this uptrend, the swing high point, the highest candle is going to be a breaker block. So there you go. I've clearly marked the breaker block over here, and with a slight tap itself, it just pumped higher. See, there you go. That's a good example for a breaker block. So yeah guys, I've basically completed today's video. uh, Talked about some pretty important stuff. If you did not understand, just go back and watch the video again, because this is some crucial points you need to in order to get into some good entries. And we are actually getting to the end, and as long as possible, as soon as possible, I'll get you guys into a, like, the setup you should know to get into a good entry. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in day 12.